Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. Today we are going very basic. Anyway, sorry. um, early. Why am I grabbing? Oh, I had to get that. My arthritis has been really acting up, so if I'm looking a little, you know, handicapped, I guess. Um, Manually challenged. That's why I'm in my late 50s. It's not fun, people. But, on the other hand, I get to drink bourbon and whiskey. So, anywho, um, what we got today, early times, 80 proof Kentucky whiskey. Kentucky whiskey. Notice I did not say bourbon. Um, I recently did a review on Early Times Bottled and Bond. I've had an additional pour of this since I did the video, and it's really growing on me. Um, one of our fine viewers had asked about the 80 proof Early Times. It used to be um, distilled and offered by Brown Forsman, which is not a company that makes textbooks for school. That's Scott Forsman. Brown Forsman used to offer this. Now it's owned by the Sazerac Company. My arch nemesis, Sazerac. I just like saying Sazerac. Anywho, it is not a bourbon or classified as bourbon. But let's see what we got here. The mash bill on this: 79% corn, 11% rye, 10% malted barley, aged for 3 years. It says so, I believe, here on. Yep, matured at least 36 months in reused cooperage. So that's why this is classified as Kentucky whiskey and not bourbon. Bourbon, this meets all the criteria for bourbon. However, so bourbon needs to be aged a minimum of 2 years. This is aged for 3 years. But the difference is, to be classified as bourbon, it needs to be aged in newly charred oak barrels, virgin barrels, shall we say. So when now with this is aged in new and used barrels. Well, how is that? Well, it's a blend. So they'll take bourbon from newly charred oak barrels. Maybe the flavor profiles aren't exactly there, or maybe I'm not a distiller. I don't know how these things work. So they take bourbon that's been aged for the 3 years, in newly, or 4 years or five, whatevs. The age statement is the youngest whiskey that goes into the bottle. So you have bourbon, for whatever reason, newly charred oak barrels, but then maybe the quality isn't there. And then you'll have the balance, maybe the other 50% will be whiskey that has been aged, same mash bill, same, maybe the same age, but that was aged in previously used barrels. And there's a difference. Now, there's other bourbons out there that are finished in, let's say, port wine or brandy barrels or something. But that's the finishing. This is the aging from the White Dog mash, the White Dog distill, liquor, put into a previously used barrel that was used to age bourbon. So you got that? I hope I made that clear. Then they either blend it together, whatevs. So anyway, there you go. 80 proof. And I have also wanted to do a video on this, because I have visited several friends in the past couple of months who aren't bourbon drinkers, but each one of them has had a bottle of Early Times on the shelf. And the price is pretty cheap too. I think it's around $10, $11. But is it decent? Maybe $12. I don't know. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm not smelling anything spectacular. It's pretty sweet up front, which I like a sweet whiskey. It's pretty smooth. It would be good in a mixed drink. I kind of said that I did a video recently on Jim Beam White Label. I'm going to say the same thing. If you're making like a 7 and 7, mixing it with some sort of soda, Squirt, Fresca, Ale 8, 7 Up, cranberry ginger ale, it would give it a nice whiskey flavor to it. It's better than I thought it was, that I thought it would be. So, I mean, it's okay. It's not going to be a go-to whiskey. How come we've been seeing some sediment floating around in there. That's weird. You all saw it. It was a brand new bottle. I'm seeing some stuff floating around. Probably some fusel oil or something. Anyway, I'm digressing. So, Early Times. So, please do not confuse this. For this is a 100 proof bourbon bottled in bond. This is not. I don't think you can confuse them per se. So this is a cheap whiskey. It's okay. It's decent. You know, it's one of those whiskeys that, you know, if you got the guys over for some game of cards and they don't really drink whiskey at all or bourbon, it would be suitable for them. It's not offensive. It's not a bad tasting whiskey by any means. It's just not bourbon. Technically it is. I mean, technically it's not. But it is. I mean, it's decent. If you're a casual drinker, and you want something inexpensive and not harsh, that would do the trick for you. It's not exactly my cup of tea, but you know, I'll do a blind tasting and I'll include it and see what I think of it against other 80 proof bourbon whiskey selections. So there you are. Okay, Early Times. So I hope I answered some questions if you had any thoughts or you were curious about it. I have also seen this here in Ohio. They're kind of strict as far as what stores can offer. So like at Meijer, or Kroger, or even Walmart, they'll sell a diluted version of this at 40 proof, but it's at the same price. So if you're gonna get something like this, just, you know, pay the same amount of money for an 80 proof and just dilute it with the water if you want to do that. So anywho, there you go. Early Times 80 proof, offered by the Sazerac Company, and I do believe this is distilled out of the Barton Distillery. And there you go. So until next time, it's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. I hope your next pour is your best pour. We will catch you soon, and thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Hey everyone, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.